So do you guys remember when Kamala campaigned on no tax, no tips after Trump did?
Like the day after.
And here we are. And every single Democrat voted against no tax on overtime, basically. That's insane.
Tips and overtime.
Yeah, both of them.
Who's the one Republican? He didn't even see that, did you?
Y'all
hoe.
The people who say that the Democratic Party is for the working class, I don't know, man.
But, you know, that's
the fact
still
they tried
insane.
that hard not to pass it, and that's the party of the working class. Yet anything that benefits the working class, they're against.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with this very simple thing. They love the massive bloat and waste because it's like you said, Mark, they get to fit all of their little pet projects underneath the covers where nobody can see it. You got Stacey Abrams and one of her climate fund groups is supposed to get $2 billion when if you look at their tax returns, their revenue is only $100 and they're getting $2 billion. This is the kind of stuff. They're so upset about Elon Musk and the Doge team having access to the Internal Revenue Service data and to the Treasury payment system. But there's a report that came out the other day that under Joe Biden, he let 53 researchers and students, unpaid people, go in and actually have full access to the data of the American people at the IRS. Joe Biden's administration let that happen. So they have no problem with the waste and the fraud and the abuse as long as their special interest groups are being funded and their ideology is being promoted regardless of the will of the American people. But our country can't simply survive that. We are very thankful that Donald Trump and his team are saying enough is enough. They are going to save this nation for the American people and begin the process of restoring a constitutional republic.
Bro, they trying to keep people down so they can keep running their scams and getting money.
But if that were true, then one would think that the so-called cost savings from certain wasteful cuts would be reinvested in Medicaid. However, that is not what the committee is proposing. They are proposing that we have cuts to these essential programs in order to pay for Elon Musk's tax breaks. The order has come down to this committee. Find $880 billion. Find it for what? To pay for a tax cut bill that benefits tax cuts on yachts and private jets and billionaires and mega corporations, while secretaries and working class people pay higher effective tax rates than Facebook does. Undocumented immigrants in this country pay more in taxes than many large corporations do. And so
is that accurate?
That's a problem.
The argument here that these cuts need to be for the sustainability of Medicaid doesn't really make sense when you realize that these cuts are being just moved to justify expenditures and deficit spending in another area.
Yeah, I mean, these politicians are beyond corrupt.
You know,
They're so corrupt.
as soon as I seen she hit the pause, I just knew she was going to say some bullshit.
Yeah, these people right here, man.
They want to hold people down, man. They want people relying on
them.
Yeah.
And it's right in front of your face, like the Nancy Pelosi situation. She's never made more than $175,000 a year. She's worth $100 and something million.
How does that happen? It's like
Corruption.
It's corruption.
It only happens through corruption, and it's transparent legal corruption. It's very strange.
And it's not.
And it's
Transparent legal corruption.
That's the craziest part. It's legal.
Like, wow.
It is legal.
Nah, Doge have been exposing so much over Twitter. So today, the federal government exceeded 100 million annual rent savings through cancellation of 250 vacant,
underutilized,
totaling 3 million square foot with 7,250 current leases. There is plenty of available offices for the current workforce.
So they building all these buildings and not even renting them out to anybody to actually use them.
I'm going to tell you, they are doing anything that is not going to help the working class person. And they're going to turn around and inside a trade and then tell y'all that y'all oppressed.
Yeah, so 380 Microsoft, 365 licenses were with zero users.
So they have fake Microsoft Teams with accounts on them too. So that's like going to a school with having fake C00s. That's literally what's going on.
Oh, wait, maybe, I don't know. Are they saying they're working from home? Because 128 Microsoft Team conference rooms license only installed 30 rooms.
So they got like the software to do meetings from Microsoft. They ordered 128 of them, and there's only 30 of them that they set up. Yeah, they were just wasting the money, y'all.
129 Photoshop licenses, only using 22 of them.
What is this? Department of Labor?
They're just finessing, y'all.
So
on all
credit
types of
cards.
levels. Credit cards, stocks, it does not matter. They're finding a way to get that money. All right, y'all. So if y'all want to know more about these corrupt politicians, how they're getting so much money, how they're getting their net worth so high on such a little salary, we're going to bring in an expert on this stuff, and his name is Ross Givens. And not only is he going to teach you about what they do, he's going to teach you exactly how they do it. He's going to teach you how to do it yourself. All you got to do is sign up for a free presentation, y'all. So, I mean, that's free knowledge. I mean, we're going to be there. So come hang out with us, get some free knowledge. And here's Ross.
Don't miss it, guys. It's Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. I mean, who doesn't want any money? I mean, these people have been doing this for years, and I think that the American people should know what these people are trading, when they're pulling out, when they're putting in. And Ross Givens is a cool guy. He's very credible, and he's going to tell you.
He's from South Alabama, conservative guy, man. He fits in right with the game.
So we'll be there Thursday, and be there with us. And here's Ross. He's going to tell us some more.
If you want to grow your portfolio, let's go.
All right, so Ross, what's going on, man? How do these politicians make so much money? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the cheating. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I mean, no, thanks for having me on, guys. But yeah, look, we've been doing this research for 7 or 8 years now. And when it comes to the stock market, it's not Warren Buffett and Wall Street that make all the money. It's politicians in DC. And when you look at their stock returns and what they've done, as Elon pointed out, some of them are almost unbelievable. I mean, 150, 140, 130% returns for the year. They're basically trading inside information, plain and simple.
That's insane.
So is every politician is doing this right now?
A lot of them, yeah. It's much more common than people think. So we, as I said, we've been doing this for like 7 or 8 years now. I'll give you an example. Well, I'll give you some background. We started back in 2017 tracking this stuff. So literally just tracking the trades of like politicians and insiders, buying the stock when they buy and then selling when it goes way up. We've beat the market every single year for 6-7 years. We're up over 1,900% just following their trades. And, this got some crazy press. I've known about it for a while. Some people have, but with Trump and everyone kind of calling out folks like Pelosi the last couple of years on the campaign trail, especially for Trump, it's really come to the forefront. The New York Times did an article showing that I think between 2019 and 2021, there was like more than half of senators and representatives were trading stocks in companies where their committee gave them inside information. So like, let's say they're on a congressional board trying to decide on prescription drug pricing. Meanwhile, they're trading Johnson & Johnson stock, or they're trading, Pfizer stock. Like Pelosi bought like millions in NVIDIA stock just weeks before the government gave $52 billion in subsidies to NVIDIA, their semiconductor stocks, the CHIPS Act. Like her $1 million bet turned into $4 million, right? And she's doing this routinely. I mean, millions and millions and millions of dollars. So it's basically an open secret on Capitol Hill. And we've seen, several attempts to like ban congressional trading. Shocker, none of them ever go through because they're the ones that have to ban it. They're writing the laws, so it's just not, it's like asking, car thieves to outlaw. It's just not going to happen. So
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So how do you know so much about this stuff? Like, how did you learn all this?
Well, pretty deep dive. I mean, I've been in finance for 20 years or so. I was a vice president at JP Morgan Chase. I've been kind of in the business for 20 years or so. But a couple years back, we started doing these training events. And in fact, we have one coming up. It's this Thursday. I got the date written down, February 27th. So this coming Thursday at 3 Eastern. And we started sharing this with people and showing them how to find these trades. And at the end of the day, all we're doing is trying to level the playing field. And so if you've got, $2 2 senators, 5 members of the House of Representatives, the CEO, the CFO, half the board, all suddenly buying this one little stock out of nowhere for the first time in years with their own money. It's like, something could be going on there, right? And so we follow along. What most people don't realize is this is all public information. When politicians buy stocks, they have to report it. That's how we know this stuff, thanks to the Stock Act. When insiders like CEOs and chief financial officers and people like Elon Musk, when they buy or sell their stock, they have to report it. And we can see all this stuff. Most people just don't know how to find it. And so what we do is hold these training events and we show people, hey, here's what the database is. Anyone can access it. It's 100% free. Here's what we look for. And we're just looking for these examples where it's so blatantly obvious. Stuff like Elon's calling out with Doge, like, hey, you're paying 150-year-old Social Security. They're probably not real, right?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. Like, we bought this little pharmaceutical stock. It was like 40 cents a share. I mean, anybody, you could have got 1,000 shares on Robinhood for like $400, right? They're in the middle of these like stage 2 drug trials. Okay. So if you know, you guys know, but for anyone watching that doesn't, pharmaceutical companies will spend like tens of millions doing research, running drug trials. If the trials are good, like they show the drug works, it gets approved by the FDA, they're going to make billions of dollars. Well, a lot of times they don't. And so there's a lot of these little nickel and dime pharmaceutical stocks. They're going to win big, go up 1,000%, or they're going to fail big and go to zero. Well, they're right in the middle of these drug trials. Any day the results are going to come out. And in 1 week, the president of the company, the CEO, the chief financial officer, the vice president, 4 board members, the chief medical officer, 11 people bought this stock out of nowhere. Their own money, their own account, market prices. I mean, the medical officer, that's the guy running the damn drug trials, right? So, I mean, if anybody knows, he knows, puts half his salary in the stock. It's like, things are probably going well. So we just, we put it all together. We send it to our members. Stock went up 400% in the next 3 months, right?
Wow.
So that's the kind of stuff we're looking for. People just don't realize is available. And, like anything else, it's not 100%. Sometimes it just happen to be buying, right? But sometimes, I mean, look, we've seen stocks that we recommended go up 1,900% on this stuff. Like, there's a lot of money to be made. And I wish more people shared this. I've shared it on Fox and CNBC and a few others, all the legacy TV. Nobody watches that crap anymore. They're tuning into, guys like you. But it's a huge opportunity. So look, I hope people come to this. It's like I said, it's just free. It's online Thursday the 27th at 3. I think you guys are going to put a link below. So they just put their email in. We'll send them the details and they can join. I'll show them all this stuff in our session.
To be honest with you, this sounds so great because like people our age is trying to actually invest more. And so if you could find opportunity just to increase your portfolio, it sounds amazing. To me, this sounds great.
No,
yeah, and that's the thing. We've seen a lot of that with younger people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead. No, yeah, I said me and him like try to work on stocks a lot, and I mean we see like I kind of just got into like the calls and the puts and stuff like that, and it's like a whole different world. It's a whole different universe. So it's pretty cool though.
Yeah, if you trade options, I mean, you can win. And we do options with these as well for people like yourself who are like, man, I want to really knock somebody's head off, right? I want to make 1,000%, right? And options are cool because you can like, all right, I'm going to put $200 in this one. If it doesn't work out, I'll lose $200. If it does, I'm going to make 2,000, right? That's the kind of the deal with options. But even the stocks, yeah, COVID, I think turned a lot of people into stock traders. Wasn't just the degenerate gamblers didn't have sports anymore. I mean, a lot of people, you're stuck at home. You're like, in the market took off like crazy and you had GameStop and everything else. But yeah, this is a big loophole for people. And most of our members, we got a couple thousand members doing this. Most of them had never traded a stock before when they started doing this. So, people, it's not as if this is some complex thing. You have to have a big background in finance to understand how to do this stuff. Like, I can teach anybody how to do this in a couple of hours. It is not complicated. Yeah, there's some experience involved, and that's why we do these events, right? Like, all right, well, here's something you may want to look out for. Here's what our big winners have had in common. Oh, look at this. See how they're all buying at once and they haven't bought in 5 years. And so those kind of, but at the end of the day, it's common sense, man. It's like, you just think about it. Like, it's your company. You know what your sales are. You know what the profits are. You know when you're going to announce a big event or a big merger or a buyout or a drug approval or get a federal government, whatever it is, So you're not going to go put millions of dollars of your own money into your stock out of nowhere if things are about to be terrible. So
Nah.
I'm not saying there aren't exceptions, but usually it's like, all right, heads, we get a big winner. Tails, we just don't lose and don't make much, right? So I think of it like fishing from a stocked pond. There's 7,000 stocks out there, right? We're only looking at the ones being bought heavily by the people who know that company inside and out. And sometimes it's CEOs and CFOs, other times it's politicians. Like, we have to accept they have a huge edge. And they're going to exploit that. They're going to take advantage of it. So you can either sit around and whine and fuss about it, or you can go, all right, well, screw you guys. I'm going to follow you along, right? I'm going to make money with you. So that's what we try to do, is just empower people,
Wow. So do the people that sign up with you, do they really like make money consistently, or it's like hit or miss?
So obviously in the market, nothing is, it's not predictable. Because you're going to have a bear market where everything goes down, right? But like 2022 was a bear market. In other words, almost every stock went down. We actually made like 30% that year. So
wow, that's a lot.
We have never had a down year. And I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying every stock's going to go up, but usually, in my experience of doing this 6 or 7 years, every 4 or 5 of these we find, usually one of them's like a big winner. A couple of them are, good winners. And that's like, 20, 30%, which most people will be extremely happy with. And then one of them either doesn't really go anywhere or may go down 10 or 15%. So you don't need to risk a ton of money on these, right? So one of the things with stocks, people like GameStop and some of the other, the meme stocks and the DJT, that kind of stuff. People get into stuff like, you can make a lot, but man, you can really lose it all really quick if you're wrong. And the beauty of these is we don't really need to do that. Like, if it goes down 10 or 15%, it's like, they must have just been wrong or something. And if you're right, you're going to know pretty quickly most of the time. And so, if you can, any investment, I don't care if you're buying stocks or crypto, whatever you're doing, if you're losing 10 or 15% when you're wrong and you're making 50, 80, 100 plus when you're right, you're going to do pretty well.
That sounds fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like, if you can have a couple of 3, 4, 500% win, even a year, 1 or 2 of those a year, that's a big money make. You talk about making 4, 5, 6 times your money. You can do a lot of stuff wrong if you got a couple of those. And so look, there's all kinds of ways to skin the cat. I'm not saying this is the only way, but man, especially if you're newer to trading stocks, use the advantage you have. Do you really think you're going to outsmart teams of MBAs who spend millions on research? And you got guys like Warren Buffett been doing this since the 20s, well, 40s anyway. He's barely making 15, 18% a year. You're not going to outsmart these guys. So why don't you just follow the people who have better information, right? Follow the people who know something that the public doesn't.
No, that's genius.
Yeah, the opportunity sounds astronomical with this right here.
It's just common sense, and people like to overcomplicate it. And listen, I'm making it more simple than it is. There is a little more to, dissecting this stuff and finding the stocks and seeing. So that's what we cover in these training events. But the idea is drop dead simple, man. And most people get it just like you got. We talked yesterday, and y'all were like, oh, damn, I didn't know you could do that. I'm like, I know. It's really straightforward. So, yeah, I hope people join. And we're doing something else, by the way. Everybody who comes to the Thursday training, everyone who registers, actually, we're going to send them our most recent pick. So even if you can't come Thursday, click the link below, put in your email address. We're going to instantly send you a full report on our most recent pick, a small stock under $10 a share. All these insiders are buying. We lay out the whole case for it. It's free to you, and you'll see what's available to you. All this is public information. So even if you can't come, register. But I hope a lot of your viewers can attend. It's going to be really eye-opening. We do these every couple of months, so we just happen to have one coming up next or this week. But I know you guys have mentioned coming as well. I think you're going to be.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We will definitely.
I promise you, we gonna
definitely
be there.
I don't like money. I'm trying to give me some
right?
money. I mean, you don't like money.
I just want to grow my portfolio.
You're gonna do that YouTube money, huh?
Hey, yeah. See. And I don't really know at all anything about investing. So this is perfect for me because I'm someone who, I'm at the point in my life where I'm 25, I'm making some good money, but I didn't learn in college how to invest. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to do it, man. And I encourage you. We got a great market right now. Trump is probably the most pro-jobs, anti-tax, anti-regulation president there's never been a better backdrop. So even if you're not following the insiders like we do, even though I encourage everyone to do this, get some skin in the game, get some exposure to the stock market, even if it's just an index fund, because I think we're at the early stages of a real golden age in the market. And especially you guys, right? I mean, I'm 41, I'm getting old, but like at 25, man, that making 50, 100% on your money now, that's millions in your 50s and 60s,
Wow.
right? So it's the compounding effect of starting early and getting a good base there is just huge. And so I'm excited. You guys, I assume you have a lot of younger viewers. I hope they come and view this stuff, because it really is, in my opinion, the biggest loophole available to the regular investor.
Yeah, this is a cheat code. This is a literal cheat code. Like, y'all heard the man.
This is the money glitch.
All right, y'all. So if y'all want some money, be there on Thursday. If you don't want no money, stay home.
That's it. Stay broke.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Pleasure talking to you guys. Thanks. Keep up the great work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.